Well, I'm down here in my man cave basement, and I've got a Stihl 180C that I've had on the shelf, and I'm ready to start using it. And this is the C-BE, which means it has, amongst other things, this toolless chain adjuster. And this chainsaw, I bought it new when they decided to quit making this chainsaw, and like I said, it's been sitting on the shelf, but it's got the easy pull starting system on it. But I'll go over this saw in another video in more detail. But before I put this thing in wood, and this is just a me thing, I'm not a fan of this toolless adjustment, and so I want to convert this saw to 2-bar lugs. And so I've got a new cover. I've got some bar studs, and I got the tensioning adjustment that'll allow you to tighten it up from the side. And so let me take this cover off here, and I'll just kind of go through how this is done. I've never done one, but I don't think it's exactly rocket science. And here's the part number I've got for the cover. It's a little hard to see here. 11-23-640-704. And then the studs, they gave me 2 of them, but really I only need 1. This one I can continue to use. That part number is 11-23-664-2400. And then the chain tensioning kit that tightens from the side is part number 1123-007-1000. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this bar off here if I can. Let me set the camera down and I'll come back. All right, so I got that off, and like I said, I wanted to do this before the chainsaw was soiled, and just get the 2-bar stud arrangement on here. And so what I got to do, and I apologize for the white background with a white Stihl chainsaw. All right, I cut one of my lights out, and I think there's a little better contrast. But anyway, the first thing we got to do is take this thing off. And there's a screw right here, and I'm going to get a screwdriver and pop that off, and I'll come right back. So there's the screw, and then this guy just comes right off of the bar. This is what tightens and loosens the chain. So I'm going to set that over here, and this is the old cover. And so the next thing I need to do, I need to pull this screw out. And so let me find a Torx wrench driver to do that with, and also I need to pry this aluminum piece out. So let me do that, and I'll come back. I might put a little bit more light on the subject here. So this is a 27, and I got a Harbor Freight 27 or something kind of close to it, and then I got a wrench here that I believe might go to a Stihl trimmer that I got. It's a 27, and you got to unscrew this thing. It's pretty tight. I'll put the camera down, but it takes a little work to get that thing to come out, but it will come out. So let me pull that out and I'll come back. So in order to break this thing loose, I basically took a scrunch and put it up in here like that to give it a turn. It's pretty tight in there, but it's coming out. It's turning out now. So I'll come back. And right there it is. And that it's just like a plug, I guess. Maybe there's some function to it. I didn't really notice, but that's where these bar studs fit back in. There's one that'll go in right there. Let me get that out of the box. So this is the new bar stud. It'll go in right here, and in order to tighten it up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack these two guys on there and tighten them down against each other. Let me get that assembled and I'll come back. Alright, so basically I got the two bar nuts cinched against each other so that when I put this in here, I can take this wrench and turn it in. And so let me do that and I'll come back. Alright, I feel like I've got that sufficiently bottomed out down here, and I don't want to tighten it in too tight and strip out the plastic threads on this casing. So now I'll just take these off and I'll be ready to do something else. So these are broke loose now, and they'll come off, and what I'm left with is a stud. Now I got two studs on here. So the next thing I got to do is I got to pull this aluminum. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me dim the light again. Yeah, maybe that's a little better contrast. But that little aluminum bar right in there needs to be pried out. So let me do that. So just prying this thing out, and I'm actually just using a scrunch for this. Just what I happen to have laying around. I mean, I got other tools I could use, screwdrivers and such, but basically that's got to come out, and let me put the camera down and I'll yank it on out there and show it to you. So this is just an aluminum extrusion that's used as some kind of a, I don't know, spacer or filler material. It's of no use. And at this point, the cavity for the side tensioner is exposed. So let's get that out and put it in. Before I forget, so you can buy all this stuff on eBay or Amazon or something like that, aftermarket. Since the saw's brand new, I just wanted to go with OEM. Alright, so this piece right here with the worm on it, it fits into the top half of this, or the bottom half, actually, on the back side, because it's going to sit in there like that. And then this piece right here pushes through this plastic, and it's a tight fit. I had to put the camera down to get it to go in. I need to put this this piece right here on, because that's what is going to ultimately tighten your chain up. You see that little stud right there? And then I also have to screw this down. But I gotta get that piece right there on, and then I gotta mash this thing down in here so it's flush, and then screw it in, and then there's one more piece after that. So hang on. Let me bring on a little more light. So basically, this stud right here is what tightens your bar, and it's got an L shape, and it screws on to this piece right here. And so what I did, I just went ahead and spun it up on there. I popped this out a little bit so I could turn this freely, and now I'm ready to push that down. Alright, so I got this seated down on here, And so now this fits in this cavity right here like this, and you got to push it down flush. Alright, so I tapped that down in there, just a light again for contrast. I tapped that down in there, and I said flush. It actually went a little below flush, but the next thing is to screw this thing down, and again the T27, and this is what's going to hold everything in place. And then once I get this tightened down, I got one more thing to do here, and I'm ready to put the bar and chain on. So let me come back. Alright, I got it snugged down, and being careful about this plastic not to strip anything else and not to strip anything out. There's one more item that needs to go in, and that's this piece right here, and it's going to go down in this slot just like that. And you see that little cutout? It's going to fit over the nipple on that it's going to fit over the nipple on that screw that, you know, that this whole worm gear arrangement drives. So I'm going to tap that thing in there. Let me get a little hammer and do that, and I'll come right back. So basically that's got to be driven down flush like that, and at this point I'm done. And if I take my scrunch here and I crank this thing one way or the other, and you can see that stud moving in and out. I guess you can see that. So let me mount the chain, the bar on here, and I'll come right back. Alright, so I got the bar in place, and the next thing I need to do is put that cover on it and the bar nuts. So let me put that on there, and I'll come back. I got the clutch cover on there. Let me give myself a little more contrast again, and you can see there's a little bit of droop right here. So I'm just going to tighten that thing up a little bit. You can see that, and still got a ways to go, but you kind of get the idea. And I need both hands to finish tightening it up, but I will. Hang on. So there I have it. I've got the chain sufficiently tightened down to my liking, and what we've done is we've changed out the Toolless cover for 2 bar stud covers, just like any other chainsaw. Here's a, let me grab it here, but you know, this is an MS250. Get a little more light on the subject. This is an MS250, but you can see that, and you see that side tension. So life is good, and I'm glad to make the change. I'm sure this is fine. I'm sure this is all fine and dandy, but I'm just kind of old school. I just like the two, the 2 bar stud arrangement, and I really like the Stihl side tensioner arrangement too. So Stihl 180C-BE that had the Toolless tensioner, and I converted it to 2 bar studs, and hope this was helpful. And I'll have another video kind of going over this saw, and there's a 180C, and with the easy pull start. I'll be going over this. I'll have a video going over this saw in and of itself, but like I said, before I get it all soiled, I wanted to change these parts over before I put it in wood. And I bought OEM because I just wanted it to look like a brand new Stihl chainsaw when I got everything put together. So I'm pretty happy with what I got, and that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you later.